Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, GamerK. What are all these games? What are all these fighting games doing here? The one I'm reviewing isn't even being shown. Oh, who came in here and messed up my setting? Either someone was joking with me, or something about my review is making a point. Well, like I said, hello everyone, I'm your host, GamerK. Welcome to the Game Hub, and I think the games are rebelling. Well, guess I'll have to talk like this for a couple minutes. As you can probably tell, fighting games have come a long way since their debut many years ago. So, a little bit of a history lesson for those of you who don't know that much. Fighting games started out as simple arcade games, where Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat came in. And over the good number of years, as you can plainly see, fighting games have come a long way. Only sad thing is, the one I'm reviewing isn't even being shown, which kind of shows that a lot of popular fighting games can overshadow ones that aren't well known, as you can clearly see here. So yeah, from Mortal Kombat to Street Fighter to many other games, popular ones out now include the Injustice series, which I really hope they do a number 3, and please keep Catwoman as a character, please, and many great characters. Let's see, we also have, the not well-known Battleborn. We have the very popular Overwatch here. We have Mortal Kombat vs. DC. We have Smash Bros. Brawl. So as you can see, a good certain games have dominated the fighting genre. And honestly, many years ago, other companies threw their hat in the ring. Digimon Rumble Arena 2, which, when I was a kid, I had Rumble Arena 1. And if I can find it in this mess, for a little love of Pete. Okay, so what I'm getting at is, as the fighting game genre developed more, other companies decided to throw their hat into the ring, such as Digimon, what else? Actually, even for one time, PlayStation even threw their hat in the ring with their own version, Superstar PlayStation, where they had Kratos, Nathan Drake, Sly Cooper, Jack, Dak, Ratchet and Clank. It did not do very well. Now, if I can please move all these, finally. Don't know why I have so many of these. So, on to the point that I'm trying to show. With the evolution of fighting games, many go through the cracks, and many of them rise to the top of the pile. One that kind of walked the middle of that was one I, for some reason when I was a kid, decided to get. Yeah, even DreamWorks threw their hat into the fighting genre, and we were given Shrek Superslame. I liked this game when I was a kid, but as I gotten older and smarter, does this fairy tale still hold a place in my heart? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to tell you, not really. Not really. It did its own thing, and did it succeed? Well, this is one of the few reviews where I actually had to crunch the numbers to find out exactly how confusing this is. So to start off with, it was for the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and they had a Game Boy Advance version, which, yeah, Game Boy Advance versions of console games are not to be taken good. Never. So, yeah, this, for those of you who, as pointed out, many fighting games nowadays have a story. Although, some games don't really... Some games think that if the characters look good, you really don't need a story in order to keep things great. This is one example of that, where people who think a story isn't needed if the characters are good. You'll get your time in my channel later. So yeah, Shrek Superslame is a moderately okay fighting game if, you know, you can get people who like Shrek to play. I mean, oh boy, what am I getting myself into here? So, starting off, let's start with the campaign mode. And I say campaign very, very loosely, because the campaign is basically just funning games for this. So the main cast get together at Donkey's Castle in order to watch a Survivor ripoff show. And the Dronkies won't go to bed. We try reading them a bedtime story, but they burn the book. So we make up our own stories. And all these stories are the fighting sequences in the game. And the stories, honestly, aren't that bad. We got Puss in Boots fighting Sheriff Gingy. We have Gingerbread Man on an episode of Cribs fighting a lawn gnome. We have Pinocchio working at a Friar's Fat Boy, where the Black Knight is angry at the comments, so they fight in the parking lot. And we have an Iron Chef thing where Gingerbread Man, Captain Hook, and Humpty Dumpty are trying to make Donkey into a meal. No, I am not high, and neither are you. Those are exactly the words I said. Now, yes, depending on your level of expertise, you will suffer to some degree in these, and it will take a while. But, fear not, ladies and gentlemen, but this campaign only has 8 stories. And, honestly, that's not bad for a 47-minute campaign. What the hell? 47 minutes? For a fighting game campaign? Are you serious? It doesn't even say that. Oh my god, DreamWorks, what have you done? 47 minutes to complete a campaign? You want what the worst thing about that is that it's not because the fights are so, like, oh my god, it's not like an Injustice where the battle can be short or long depending on how well you do combos, use interactions with the levels, and also depending on how often you use your super moves and deplete the opponent's health. This isn't like those games. This is a 5-minute match game. Every battle is 5 minutes, and the winner is who pulls off the most slam moves and connects them to the opponent. 5 minutes. So, if we run the numbers, 5 minutes a match, and there's 8 stories, you do 5 times 8, that's 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Oh my god. Oh my god, 5 minutes. Oh my god, that means the extra 7 minutes is because of the badly done setup gags for the cutscenes. We don't even get an ending cutscene. It just, battle's over, you win, and we move on to the next one. They don't even end it funny. They could have done that. Like, oh my god, there were, oh my god, I'm starting to lose my mind oh my god. This isn't an act, ladies and gentlemen. I am legitimately shocked by this. to crunch the numbers now. Holy shit. And you want to know what the weird thing is? I checked all this information before I did this video. I did all the research. And trust me, I should get billed for how long I spent online researching all this information. The character roster doesn't just end with the main cast. They add some new characters. The Black Knight, who looks like he came from Dark Souls. Quasimodo, which is what happens when Quasimodo decides to go through a punk phase and starts to play the drums like Animal from the Muppets. Who else? We get Little Red Riding Hood. We get Anthrax, who's a unicorn. Just 'cause. We get Huff and Puff Wolf. We get the Cyclops, which, okay. And I've calculated everything, ladies and gentlemen. The entire roster for Superslame is 20 characters. And you unlock these characters during challenge mode. And I'll get to challenge mode in a minute, because I never got through it as a kid. I barely even passed a little bit. And I also checked how many battle stages there are, because battle stages are the important thing in a fighting game. Not just the roster, but how well the environment you're fighting in looks. And there's 16 stages. 16, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who aren't realizing the significance of that, let me do a little more number crunching for you. So, we have 20 characters. And in the story, we use Shrek, Puss in Boots, Gingy, Donkey, Fiona, and Pinocchio. That's 6 right there. And each one of them tells like 2 stories, I think. I mean, Pinocchio tells 2, Donkey tells 2. Oh my god. And they add other characters to fight in the story mode. But here's where it gets stupid, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it. They did 8 stories. That's 8 sections out of a 16-stage roster for the stages. And let's see if we add the 6 and we add, let's see, Quasimodo, Black Knight, Prince Charming, Humpty Dumpty, twice, Captain Hook. That means we used 11 characters out of a 20-character roster. That's 1% overusing half of the roster in your story mode. Oh my god, I'm getting a migraine right now. I'm getting a migraine from thinking about this. They literally used almost barely half the roster, and they used half of the stages for their story mode. And it's 47 minutes! Oh my god. So, my ranting aside, how's the actual gameplay? Well, it's pretty good. I mean, you can throw characters, you can stun them, and as you fight in the game and as you use weapons like a meat hammer, a pixie bazooka, something that hardens your body so you take less damage, something that makes everything you do super slams. And the super slams are actually very, very unique, actually. I like the super slams, like Humpty Dumpty going b-boy style on his head, attacking people. Pinocchio's nose grows and attacks you. Shrek farting. Black Knight going Dark Souls on you by swinging his axe at you, creating shockwaves at you. The Super Slams are by far one of the cool things in the game. However, the process you need to do in order to play it is painful. Very painful. But don't worry. We don't just have the story mode for this game. We also have different modes to play. We have King of the Hill, where you stay on top of the hill as much as you can and fight off the other players. Yeah, the person who stays on the longest gets points. Boy, that sounds boring. I mean, and also it also has melee where you do 5 minutes each, and whoever has the most slams during the game, during the match wins. And we get Slamageddon, where they basically say slam away, and whoever gets more wins. That's only excluding the main battle. That's only 2 modes to use. I mean, can you imagine a fighting game only surviving on only 2 modes of play? I said you will get your turn one day. Okay, yeah, clearly I can't hide it. I'll tell you guys what. I do like Overwatch, but there are a couple problems that a bunch of people don't choose to ignore. So here's what I'll do. If my channel, if I can get like 100 or maybe 200 subscribers, I will do a video of how I feel about Overwatch. And now that advertisement's out of the way, continuing with this dark fairy tale that is no fun whatsoever, the challenge mode is beyond annoying. For the main focus is that it's a chess piece of Shrek as you move throughout the little points of the map that have challenges and tournaments where you fight off against multiple as you fight up the roster, and you do unique challenge. Each challenge section has 5 different challenges in that section, and they are all really, really stupid. At least in Injustice 2, it was cool, like, you know, win the match without ducking, win the match without jumping, or use 3 special moves, use stage transitions, or win the fight without grabbing. Those were fun and challenging because you had to readjust your play style. It's something beyond stupid. One of them involves you fighting 3 gingerbread men in the Iron Chef Stadium, and in order to win, you need to throw about 6 of them. You have to throw them into the oven 12 times before the timer ends. And also, you have to destroy an entire area using slam moves. You have to destroy the entire area. And there's also one where you have to do, like, 5 super slams against your enemy. But if they super slam you once, you lose, and you gotta redo it again. Like, how? I mean, that is just beyond difficult, and it's not even fun. And I had to do extra number crunching in order to do this. The number of challenges in this challenge mode are 45. You have to do 45 different types of challenges, and they aren't even fun. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's not even fun to do them. Which speaks to mind how this was created. Did they even think that doing elongated story would be too boring, and yet they have you do numerous tasks in order to unlock all the characters? Yeah, you have to unlock all the characters by doing these challenges, and it's annoying. I only unlocked like 3 characters. 3, and I had enough. I was tired of it. Oh my God, my head hurts. Oh my God. Yeah. So, basically, yeah, it was fun when I was a kid. And I guess it still could be fun. But when you get right down to it, this game has the look of Shrek, but it doesn't have impact. Even though the game is called Superslame. It doesn't make you feel like playing it with your friends. It makes you... because in order to do so, to make sure that everyone can have a fair, fun time, you have to unlock all the extra characters. You have to unlock all the side areas. Isn't it very weird how I'm complaining about having to unlock characters and stages in this game, where in another game they give you everything, but you still don't feel satisfied? Okay, clearly I have an agenda with this video. But seriously, this game, it's got the look of Shrek, but it smells like an onion-infested swamp that you can't breathe in. It doesn't... This game is fun for a moment. And then after you complete the story, you have to do all those pesky challenges, and they aren't fun to do. So it fails on that aspect. And it fails of having a fun story. Even where the route they went, they still could have done it better, but they chose not to. So, GamerK's final verdict for Shrek Superslame is a average 6 out of 10. It's an average fighting game. And I'm not saying it shouldn't be known. I'm just saying it shouldn't be brought up to the levels of great fighting games, because fighting games that do it right. This one is a bad fairy tale to tell anyone. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Next week I will be on hiatus for unspecified reason. I will specify. I will be going on a trip with my dad for a week. So, you know what? Maybe I might try to... Wait a minute. Is there a way I can do a video? Fire up the portal gun! So, next week, ladies and gentlemen, we leave the fairy tale world and go into the hero world. So, get ready for hero time, as I do one of a favorite of mine from when I was a kid. That's it for this, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Like, subscribe, comment down below. And like I said, if I can get like 100 or 200 subscribers to my YouTube channel, I will do a honest opinion of Overwatch. And I'm pretty sure a whole bunch of YouTube is going to have pitchforks at the ready. This is GamerK, logging out.